And I could be taken off the air and I could be put in prison for doing this. Because the Federal Trade Commission, the United States Federal Trade Commission, said that I can only say things that are the truth. Oh. And who determines if what I say is true? We do, they said. Okay. So when I said that talcum powder causes cancer, all of your fact checkers said that that was a lie when I said that 12 years ago. Now, we know it's true. Now it's actually been proven to be true. Guess what? It was proven to be true then. They may be banging down the door right now to arrest me because they're watching the show.
This is the Kevin Trudeau Show.
I am exposing the corruption in government and in major multinational corporations. We're telling you the things that they don't want you to know that will make your life better.
All right. So 10 foods you should never eat. If you stay away from these foods, all right, never eat. 10 foods you should reduce the amount you eat. Isn't that better? It's not all or nothing. At least reduce. Number 1, corn. Stay away from corn. Why? Because almost all corn, specifically in America and Canada, but also around the world, almost all corn is now produced from Monsanto seed, which has been genetically modified and or is a hybrid corn, which means it's man-made, which means it's been processed. The corn was specifically developed by Monsanto to be fed to cows to make them put on fat very quickly and grow very fast. And the more corn you eat, just like the more corn a cow eats, the fatter you get and the faster you get fat. That's what the corn was specifically manufactured to do. Okay, number 2, artificial sweeteners. The 2 main ones are aspartame, which is called NutraSweet, and sucralose. These fall into a category called excitotoxins. Researchers have determined that artificial sweeteners are so ridiculously, incredibly addictive. They couldn't believe how addictive it was because it affects the neurotransmitter activity and the serotonin levels in your brain. What does this mean? This means artificial sweeteners like sucralose and aspartame make you anxious, stressed, and depressed. Number 3, it's pork. A pig will eat anything in its path, including a dead rat. Scientists now know that whatever the pig eats turns to meat on its bones. So if you eat the meat of a pig, you're going to put your body in virtual toxic shock. Next, shellfish. Oh boy. I grew up on shellfish. I grew up in Boston. So we got the fisherman's platter, which was fried cod or haddock, fried scallops, fried shrimp, fried clams, sometimes fried mussels. And then, of course, crab, lobster. Why shy away from shellfish? Here's why. Anything that doesn't have scales and fins, they absorb whatever toxin is in the water, and they keep the toxins in their flesh that you are eating. So stay away from shellfish. If you stay away from shellfish and anything that comes out of water that doesn't have scales and fins, by the way, this is also the law of kashrut, or the kosher laws. Pork and shellfish fall into that kosher law category. Okay, next, number 5. Stay away from hydrogenated oil. They're called trans fats. Hydrogenated oils are terrible. They are trans fats. They will scar the inside of your artery, causing whatever cholesterol is in your artery to attach itself to the inside of the artery wall. They also make you gain weight. They increase your appetite, and they mess up your hormone system. So they mess up your immune system, but they also make you depressed. So stay away from trans fats and hydrogenated oil. Next, GMOs, genetically modified organisms, from gastrointestinal problem, bloating, colon problems, messing up your hormones, making you hungry, making you gain weight, giving you a belly, making you store extra fat, making you spacey. All these issues, as well as cancer, high blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. GMOs are bad news. Stay away from them. You will be healthy if you stay away from GMOs. Next, number 7, monosodium glutamate, also known as MSG. It falls into the same category as artificial sweeteners. It is an excitotoxin. It messes up the neurotransmitter activity. It makes you hungrier, makes you crave, makes you very thirsty, and causes the body to store extra fluid in the fat cells, making you gain weight, get bloated, and be fat. It actually increases fat cells and makes each fat cell bigger. So stay away from MSG. It's an excitotoxin. Number 8, I talked about this a few shows ago, wheat. You don't want hard wheat, high gluten wheat, or wheat that's come from Canada or America because it's only been fermented for 8 hours. Look, this is a challenge, and I understand it. So do the best you can, but if you reduce the amount of wheat that you're consuming, period, across the board, you're going to be better off because the majority of wheat you're consuming has not been fermented for 48 hours. It's high gluten wheat. It's causing all types of gas, bloating, allergic reactions, weight gain, etc., etc. So stay away from wheat as best you can. All right. Number 9, soy. Almost all soy now comes from Monsanto seed. It has been genetically modified, and it is causing all types of intestinal problems, plus it will reduce and lower your testosterone. Next, I'll put 2 things in the same category. Corn-fed beef and anything dairy that doesn't come from grass-fed cows. And also, I already mentioned, stay away from homogenized dairy. So let me talk about this dairy and beef category. Cows eat grass. But in the manufacture of beef, cows are fed Monsanto genetically modified corn so that they grow fat faster. And that way they can be slaughtered and taken to the market quicker, making more profits for the company. Also, in the feed, the commercial feed that's put in and given to cows includes ground up dead cows, sometimes horses and other animals that were so diseased they couldn't even be put into the food chain. Those animals are also injected with bovine growth hormone and massive amounts of antibiotics. So when you eat beef, you're screwing yourself. Your testosterone's going down, you're loading your body up with residual antibiotics, you're getting disease product, you're putting your body in toxic shock. Not a good thing. So, okay, eat as much beef as you want, get 100% grass-fed beef. Organic grass-fed beef. No antibiotics, no bovine growth hormone, fed only grass. You're in good shape. And for your dairy, milk, cheese, yogurt from grass-fed cows. So those are my 10 foods. And by the way, I could give you an hour on each one of these with all the details.
This is the Kevin Trudeau Show.
I am exposing the corruption in government and in major multinational corporations. We're telling you the things that they don't want you to know that will make your life better.